Welcome to Real Flix Reviews. This is a show where we review everything from the silent movie metropolis to the latest, greatest, craptastic Burt Reynolds movies. This week, we review the movie Lockout 2012. I'm Jonathan Charney, he's James Stevens,
Hello.
and the creepy dude in the lower left-hand corner is Ryan Preston.
Hi.
And because this lazy bastard decided not to see the movie, this week what we're going to do is James and I are going to give our opinions on the movie, and he can say if he's going to decide if it's worth seeing or not. And I think I'm going to let James give his opinion.
Oh,
first.
I'm going to play Judge Jerry next.
Okay, you're not even going to give him a summary on what the movie's about?
I'm going to let you do that.
Okay. Well, basically what this movie is about is a guy getting arrested for crap he didn't do, blah, 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 ends up getting kind of a deal made.
Stop right there. Stop right there. You had me at Guy Pearce.
I didn't say Guy Pearce.
I know. That's the only thing I know about the movie.
Okay, anyway. So, yeah, he gets convicted of some stupid stuff that he didn't do, obviously. And then they make a deal with him, either go up and rescue the president's daughter from getting raped, or, you know, you get locked up there.
You forgot the part that it's on an orbiting space station.
I was getting to it. So, basically what they did is they created this space station that orbits the Earth. I don't remember how far up it was. Anyway,
it's up there.
It's up there. It's a little bit closer than the moon, basically. Anyway, they built this space station up there. They armed the crap out of the exterior of it, and then basically cryogenically froze all the... Well, they didn't actually cryogenically freeze them. They put them in stasis.
Yeah.
And that's how they kept the prisoners sedated through the whole process of however long they were going to be there. So, through some crap, they all got released.
And for the stupidest reason ever.
When the president's daughter was there for an interview. Now, to be honest, this movie...
Of course.
This
because
movie...
the president's daughter is constantly in prisons.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, it's the president's daughter that screws everything up. Just ask Chelsea. Anyway, so... You get up there.
Strike one.
And my thing about this whole movie is that there really didn't need to be that great of acting. It's an action movie. Action movies don't really need that great of acting, but Guy Pearce really did a good job.
He's the only saving grace of this movie.
He is. He really, really is. There was really no one else in this movie that did a really great job. Even the girl who played the president's daughter, Maggie Grace. She did okay, but honestly, her performance wasn't anything to write home about, but she did pretty good in the movie. Now, the reason why I would say that this movie is actually somewhat decent is definitely Guy Pearce's performance of a smart alecky badass. Now, the thing I liked about it is it wasn't normally like all action movies, where this mystery man is totally badass, nobody can touch him, he can't get hurt because he's so badass he can dodge bullets. He actually got hit quite a bit in this movie.
Oh, yeah, he did. This is the first one in a while that I've seen a bad guy, a good guy, get hammered so much.
I know. He got beat and kept on coming back.
And it's worth seeing the movie just for the opening scene, for just on the Bond-esque beating he takes.
Yeah, he took a really bad beating and I mean, he kept his composure through the whole thing. Like, basically, you're looking at oh gosh, I can't think of his name from Sin City. Oh, jeez, why am I drawing a blank? No, not Clive Owen.
Are you talking Mickey Rourke?
Mickey Rourke. Rourke's performance in the beating, where he just kept on talking back to them. And then, obviously, Bond, the new Bond, Daniel Craig. And
we all know why you like that.
How you doing? Anyway.
This is what we call him, the creepy guy.
So...
It's hard to crack wise over Skype, all right? Cut me some slack.
I know. Well, we were doing it back to you. Anyway, so now my biggest issue, I know what you're going to bring up, but my biggest issue is this, is they definitely put so much defense on the outside. How come there was only like 4 guards on the inside? And no,
I agree.
And no turrets lining the halls in case there's a prison riot. I mean, isn't that the first thing about a prison, is that it's easier to get in than to get out?
And don't forget about no locking doors.
Why they froze him. That's probably why they froze them in the first place, was so they didn't have to pay too many goddamn guards to just be hanging around doing jack shit.
Well, you don't
sitting
need...
there watching their little mini TV jerking off.
Well, you don't need a lot of guards. I'm just saying, put some defense turrets up. Put a little microchip in there that says that all the inmates are hostile, so that the guards can walk around and the bullets are going to hit them, but the turrets will start shooting the people walking around. Damn, come on!
One of my problems with
future.
One of my problems with that is there's like no sally ports. There's nothing. There's like no doors. There's nothing stopping if something happens. You know, the prisoners going into like I don't know, the control center.
And only one escape pod.
There were, yeah. No, that's true.
They
there was
didn't
one.
have any kind of contingency at all?
No contingency at all.
None at all. Their contingency was Guy Pearce.
Yeah, exactly.
One smart aleck guy being sent up there on of M80.
I know. Thank God that Guy Pearce was being, framed at that moment. Because if he wasn't being framed at that exact moment, they would be screwed.
Yeah, I got to say, though, the level of acting on here, because I'm a big Guy Pearce fan, especially since LA Confidential. It didn't have the LA Confidential style acting, but it was entertaining. I think this movie was a combination between, dear Lord, what was it? Oh, but between like Escape from New York and The Fortress with Christopher Lambert. It's a combination between those two.
Yeah.
The one thing that bugged me is the beginning turned into an anime.
Yeah, I was wondering if you're going to bring that up. Yeah, there was a section in there where he gets on this little tiny bike, I guess.
It's a monobike. There's a
it's a monobike, but it's more like an anime bike.
Well, what it is, it reminds you of the anime Venus Wars.
Okay.
Where they have these giant one-wheeled bikes and they're racing them, and all of a sudden he's racing down some city street. And
this is live action, right? You're freaking me out with the anime thing. Like,
no,
I'm
it's
just
100%
flashbacking to the beach, crappy, weird little cut-in scene that they did.
No, this is all CG.
Like
this is all CG up to the part. I mean, it's so bad. You can see when he crashes, you can see his body doing all sorts of weird
contortions and things that would normally just break a normal person. But if you're CG, you're okay.
Okay, gotcha.
It's dear Lord, it was like
so G.I. Joe-esque.
Yeah.
Worse.
Oh wow.
I don't know. Yeah.
Worse. Come on.
All right, worse. Well, I can't really say much. Okay. Back to the other thing that you brought up was, and I was gonna try to see if you got there, but you didn't quite get there. Is when they got sent out into space. Not like being shot out, but ejected.
Same basic thing.
Yeah. Anyway, there was a few times when they sucked a person out into space, and you're kind of like, well, he froze.
Like, as an execution tactic.
Yeah.
They put him out in airlock.
Yeah, and
is he still frozen?
Well, they froze, but John brought up a good point, is that you don't actually just automatically freeze, you kind of boil and explode.
Yeah. And
vacuum.
Yeah.
Was he in stasis when they ejected him?
No, this was what this was is this character guy was one of the scientists on board.
And the warden, I think, too.
Warden, yeah. And
they
when
did the warden and
so this is after the prison escape?
Yeah.
Well,
what happened is after all the prisoners got out, they basically put them in an airlock and ejected them. Yeah. And by the way, somebody that they needed.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
now, how are we going to fly the ship? Kind of needed,
more or less.
Well,
okay, I can dig it.
Yeah. Well, they did that, and then another guy they shot. They needed. But that was the other thing is, I don't think that part needs to be criticized at all. I mean, they are inmates. They're not that bright, obviously, since they got caught.
True.
Okay.
So, I mean, if you think about it, yeah, they're going to make some stupid mistakes like that.
Okay, here's my...
There's not that many people to kill. Remember.
my number one complaint on the entire thing is they kept shooting control panels.
Oh, yeah.
You don't do that in space. You don't do that.
See, my number one complaint, they're on the outside of the planet on this giant, poorly constructed, heavily armed jail, and the first thing your reaction to do is shoot every control panel you see, including the one that shuts the door and makes sure that you can't get out of the room.
Well, not just that, but it also controls your oxygen and nitrogen levels.
Well, they were stupid enough to get caught. That's all.
No, hold on. This wasn't an inmate that did that. That was a Secret Service agent.
Oh, okay.
But he does redeem himself.
Well, as of recently, we all know what Secret Service agents are capable of. So.
True. But I gotta say, the best part of that scene is he redeemed himself because he gave this half-hearted, I love you and it'll be okay, and shoots himself in the head.
Yeah.
and some remote guy's like, she has more oxygen. What happened?
Anyway, now, my thing about that is whoever said that one side of control panel affects the other side of the control panel. You know? Think about that. Who magically interlocks both control panels to where one disables, the other one automatically no longer works? Think about that.
I mean, I don't know. There's a lot of circuitry going on there.
Well, think about this, okay? Now, if I break the door handle on one side, does it mean it doesn't work on the other side? Okay, too much thinking for you right now. No, it doesn't. You can work both sides of a freaking door handle. Who says a control panel is going to do the same damn thing? You froze. Can you still talk?
No, you're not. Yeah, I think so.
Okay, anyway.
Can you still hear me?
Yeah. Well, the thing about it is that's one of the things that bugs me. It's like shooting a lock to me. If you shoot a lock, it automatically opens. That's the same thing as shooting a freaking control panel.
I mean, yeah, that's Hollywood 101. You shoot an electric door panel lock thing, it'll automatically either lock or open for you. It's just like how every car you shoot the gas tank, it automatically explodes.
Yeah, you're
right.
Saying.
Yeah, we could thank MythBusters for kind of ruining a lot of our movie capabilities.
Well, our movie superpowers of shooting anything and it automatically opens up. Yeah, but that was one of my biggest issues is the control panel thing. I'm getting sick and tired of that one.
Not to mention, viewers have gotten a lot smarter.
Okay, slow down and speak again. You're cutting out again.
Oh, sorry. No, I was just saying in general, viewers are getting a lot smarter. I mean, people know a lot more than they did in, the 1940s. Filmmakers just can't get away with the kind of shit that they used to do.
Well, it's not just that. I don't think that everybody back then believed it. I just don't think that many people voiced it.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. Do you really think that all these people were completely fooled by shooting a door lock or a master lock or any type of lock like that automatically opens it up?
We're just jaded assholes now. I see your point.
Yeah, we're just more smart alecky and we're willing to say what we think.
I really, I have to say, I did like the movie, but it really was a combination between a bad movie and a bad movie. I mean,
was it a good bad movie? Because we've all seen plenty of bad movies that we're still fans of. We might not defend, but we still love.
I say it's better than any Dolph Lundgren action movie.
I'll agree. It was way better than He-Man.
Masters of the Universe.
Exactly.
That's touchy ground for me. I like that movie. Again, guilty pleasure. I'm not going to defend it, but I just, I was.
We all got our guilty pleasures.
Wow, that's definitely not my guilty pleasure.
Hey, come on. It was, Courtney Cox when she was real young. It was a He-Man movie, all right? I was 10.
So was Courtney Cox.
No, come on. She was at least 12 in that movie. I really do think it was a combination between Escape from New York and The Fortress, where you have two prison-based movies.
Do you really have to say Escape from New York, though? That one really...
Escape from L.A. was the crappy one. Escape from New York was actually a pretty fucking decently self-aware fucking movie.
Here's the reason.
I wasn't defending either of them. I was just saying, really? Is that the one you want to pick?
Escape from L.A. was terrible. It was a god-awful movie.
Well, here's the reason why I thought Escape to New York. Because Snake Plissken was supposed to be this real badass character, which Snow, who played by Guy Pearce, was.
Okay.
And in Fortress with Christopher Lambert was the super jail that nobody could ever escape.
Right.
That's
your first mistake right there. You never build the best prison in the world. You build the second best because everybody always fucks with the first best.
True, I guess.
It's true. You're number one.
I just say that if an inmate looks at you cross, you just shoot him in the head. Set an example.
Explains why you've had so many girlfriends. I have to say. So what rating did you give this movie? I mean, because this has a 6.8 on IMDb, which I'd
give it more than that. I would.
You think so?
Well, on the IMDb rating, I don't think that's actually justified. I mean, because if I look at the crappy movies that they've given 7s,
true, Drive for one of them.
Seriously, this movie is better than Drive for one. Since you brought that one up,
so
better than Drive. So it should at least have a 7 to a 7.1 on my scale. I would say I really want to give it a 3, but I can't. So since I can't do the middle grounds, it's a 2. But I would like to give it a 3, but it would need a little more. It would need a better bad guy. I mean, the bad guys were really good. The 2 bad guys were pretty good.
But there was nobody you loved to hate. There was no one bad guy where all your emphasis was I can't wait till the end scene. I can't wait when they throw down.
That's kind of it. There was the one bad guy that was kind of almost to where you love him to hate him, but they didn't do enough development on him. The other bad guy, you just hated him. You didn't want to see him do anything. You wanted to see him get shot in the face. That was it.
The other bad guy was the guy you wanted to see to get ejected out of the airlock, just because he would get out of the movie. I mean, it was.
Yeah. So that to me, if they had a better nemesis character for Snow, then it would be a 3. But right now, it's got to stay a 2. So
I'm giving the movie a 3, but here's my thought: is 2 overall. It has one of my all-time favorite actors, who's Guy Pearce, who's done some movies I absolutely love, and just for some entertaining scenes and a few other things, I give it a 3. Just kind of the random stuff they do in this movie, like the scene where they walk in, these guys on the table missing the top of their heads.
Yeah.
Falling to Earth in this space suit and surviving the atmosphere.
One more thing that would have given it a 3 to me, and I think that this point needs to be brought up, is they needed to show the carnage.
Oh, yeah. Complaint number 1.
Didn't show the carnage. They teased you and teased you and teased you and did not show the carnage. And what I mean by the carnage was an exploding decapitation.
I think it was, you remember what is PG-13 or R?
Well...
Yeah. My main problem is they put this explosive thing around the guy's neck and didn't show it at all.
All right, hold on, I can pull it up faster than you. I got it right here. PG-13. Yeah, that could be wise. PG-13. But I mean,
yeah, that's something you want to see. Oh yeah, come on, man.
Yeah, I mean, they show kind of like his feet. They go up to almost his shoulders, and then they go to somewhere else, and you're just like, oh, come on, you almost had it.
See, here's the thing. I'll give this a solid 4 when the DVD comes out, and there's an extended release or director's cut that shows all the blood, that shows all the action scenes. That
they shot that scene,
dude,
for sure.
That's like asking for the Kill Bill European version. Do you know how long I've been waiting for the Kill Bill European version?
Oh, the whole bloody affair.
10 years.
Like I said, I'll give it a 4. Because I give it a 3. I'll give it a 4 if it happens, which I doubt it will. And if it does, it's probably going to be a couple extra scenes that nobody cared about.
I'd give it a... I don't even know if I can go for a 3 on that one, because they still need a better bad guy. That's really what I gotta say.
The whole thing that I thought... Here's the part that I thought was really underdeveloped. Who you found out the real bad guy in the whole movie was.
Oh, well, I figured that one out a long time before they did that.
It's kind of a twist. The thing that they did okay was it was a different bad guy than everybody thought, but it was horrible. I mean, it was kind of like something that stuck on the ass end of the movie.
Yeah. But I mean, the bad guy I'm always looking for in almost any movie is Christoph Waltz. That's who I'm looking for. A bad guy like that.
Christoph Waltz?
The guy from Inglourious Basterds.
Oh,
that's your go-to now.
I know.
You know what, can I submit a nomination for bad guy?
What?
Now you think of what you may of the movie, but as a bad guy and the role that he gave Philip Seymour Hoffman, Mission Impossible 3, I want to see more of that.
I have yet to see that movie. That's something on my list.
Watch it just for him, for his performance as a bad guy. It was fucking retarded good for that kind of movie.
Yeah, I mean that was kind of actually a good one. I got to give you props on that one. The thing about it is that he had to do it in a Mission Impossible movie, though?
Okay,
I mean, seriously, come on, think about it.
It wasn't a John Woo version of a Mission Impossible. The first one was good because it was the first one. The second one, John Woo got a hold of and just ruined my faith in
Well, here's the first one was good because it's as close as you're ever going to get on a movie of the actual TV series.
Yeah.
But here's
okay, back to
yeah.
Sorry.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I started it.
You completely made my lose my train of thought there. So what do you think, Ryan? After our kvetching, would you see the movie?
It sounds like I generally would, but okay, I gotta preface by saying I'm kind of a sucker for just the this type of action genre. Like in a world where only one man can save the president's daughter, kind of shit is really up my alley with these kind of things. So I'd probably rate a point higher than I would just generally. But I mean, there's things I generally look for. I mean, I always love pointing out the weird little things like why is there no security? Kind of giving my own little sort of mystery science theater commentary along with it. But mostly, I like the entertaining scenes. Blow some shit up for me. Have a cool little one-liners. Obviously, is something you need with all these kinds of things. You got Guy Pearce, so obviously that's a major plus because Charney and I agree that we definitely like seeing him and stuff, and not enough.
Exactly.
The whole different bad guy thing, I'm really kind of fucked out with that whole. Let's just right at the end, like it's not who you thought it was. It could be fine without it. I mean, people were cool with the whole, we sort of know who the bad guy is for the first 70, 80 years of filmmaking. And then it seems like the past 8, every action movie that comes out sort of has that weird little twist.
Yeah, the guy behind the screen.
I'm definitely going to go see it. The reason I haven't seen it is just because I'm lazy. Yeah. It's just because pure laziness and working nights trying to find a good time to go see it. But I definitely want to go check it out. And I'll definitely give a sort of a 30-minute report on the next one of these we do, and let you know what I thought of it.
Okay.
And
that sounds good.
And next week's movie is my pick, and I just recently saw this movie, and it's absolutely hilarious.
Shoot me now.
I think it's a Norwegian movie. It's called TrollHunter. It's made in 2010, and it's a takeoff of Blair Witch, but it makes fun of Blair Witch the entire time.
As long as it's not Shroom, I'm happy.
No, it is not. TrollHunter is it's worth seeing just because of some of the random stuff they do, and it really is. This guy basically hunts trolls, and there's these 3 people who follow him around trying to figure out what is this guy doing.
Like a documentarian crew.
Exactly. It's like it's a mockumentary. It's hilarious.
I'm in.
And
mockumentary.
And I wish I could tell you who this the director is, but it's André something, and for the life of me, I couldn't pronounce the last name, so that'll be next week's movie. Excuse me.
Right.
And my last question for you is...
Øvredal.
What?
Øvredal.
Whatever he said, I guess is how you pronounce it.
Ovredal. Øvredal.
Okay, if you say so. So, James...
You have to say it with a weird accent.
Always. An Italian accent, by the way. So, James, you gave this movie a 2.
Yeah.
I gave this a 3. Ryan gave this
0.
Remains to be seen.
Remains to be seen.
A potential 3. I'm probably going to agree with John on this.
If you don't vote, it's a 0.
Vote or die.
Vote or die?
Yeah.
Wow. For Ryan Preston, James Stevens, and myself, Jonathan Charney, see you next week.
Hi, I'm Rob Charney, Old Guy Tech TV, and I'm here to talk to you today about Windfall and the El Dorado County Fair. The largest event of El Dorado County will soon be here. Don't miss this opportunity to promote and build your business by advertising in the 2012 El Dorado County Fair Guide, published exclusively by the Windfall. The El Dorado County Fair Association is very excited to partner with Windfall again this year. Last year was such a success, we are thrilled to work with them again. The exposure that the El Dorado County Fair has in our community is amazing. We don't want you to miss it. Jody W. Gray, CEO of El Dorado County Fair, just told us this. So distributed in the Windfall and El Dorado Hills Telegraph, June 8th, 2012, and available to the public at the welcome information booths at each entrance during the fair. This user-friendly guide features a map of the fairgrounds, event, vendor locations, and includes the schedule of events. Reservations are required, space is limited, circulation is 20,000 plus copies, and the deadline is 5/25/2012. So make sure you get your ad into the Windfall today. Tell them Rob sent you.